Two weeks ago, I made a video about my contention that the Democrats who have become synonymous with far-left extremism are in fact a violent cult. I believe that their behavior is damning evidence in regards to that, and I intend to bring further evidence forward today to support this claim. The Democratic Party is no longer playing games of politics. Playing politics usually involves compromise, working alongside people that disagree with you to reach an agreement that is acceptable, if not amiable. Today, in the present year, Democrats have declared a formal war against anyone, including fellow Democrats that hold an opposing viewpoint. A journalism professor at the University of Georgia apologized for offending people after calling the Republican candidate for governor a nice guy on Twitter. Charles Davis, dean of the Grady College of Journalism and Mass Communication at UGA, tweeted, then deleted a message about the President Trump-endorsed candidate for Georgia Governor Brian Kemp on the night he won the Republican primary. I went to high school with GOP governor candidate Brian Kemp, Davis wrote in the now-deleted tweet. We played YMCA ball from childhood. Politics be damned, he is a nice guy. Always was. Kind to a fault. He's a friend, always has been, and will be when we're older and grayer. That's how all this should work, people. You see, this is the problem. He thinks that the Democrats and their mainstream media cronies are still playing politics. He is thinking that civility and separating an individual from their politics is still an acceptable practice in the current year. Sadly, he found the error of his ways as the leftist cult piled onto him in social media. You're a straight white man. Of course he was nice and kind to you. Racists are generally nice to their own kind, one user replied. Why don't you say what you really mean? Politics be damned. You'd never vote for a black woman and would much rather vote for the white racist. That's the definition of privilege, another user remarked caustically. The dean has the luxury of damning politics because no politician is threatening his rights, safety, or survival. He is willing to empower those that would threaten the same of others on account of the candidate being nice to him personally. Well, first, what politician is threatening the rights, safety, or survival of anyone in this country? Is a ridiculous statement. But on the bright side, we get to hear, you're a straight white male once more. What rebuke from the cultist left would be complete without the word racist being casually tossed in? Also, the mention of his friend's opponents, race and gender, has to be shoehorned in the conversation to imply that anyone that votes against her is a racist and a misogynist. So who is this woman-hating racist that has garnered so much attention from the cult formerly known as the Democratic Party? Meet Brian Kemp, white guy, gun owner, proponent of small government and limited regulations. Let's look at a couple of his political ads.
I'm Brian Kemp. I'm so conservative, I blow up government spending. I own guns that no one's taking away. My chainsaw's ready to rip up some regulations. I got a big truck, just in case I need to round up criminal illegals and take them home myself. Yep, I just said that. I'm Brian Kemp. If you want a politically incorrect conservative, that's me. I'm Brian Kemp. This is Jake, a young man interested in one of my daughters.
Yes, sir.
Jake asked why I was running for governor. I said, 1,
Cap government spending.
2,
Take a chainsaw to regulations.
3,
Make Georgia #1 for small business.
and 2 things if you're gonna date one of my daughters.
Respect,
And
a healthy appreciation for the Second Amendment, sir.
we're gonna get along just fine.
Brian Kemp for governor.
I honestly don't find anything to take issue with. They're funny. And yeah, they do have quite a campy sense of humor thrown in there. But, as we all know, the cult left have no sense of humor. They do, however, have a lot to say about it. Oh my, he's holding a gun. Oh no, he has his own truck ready to deport criminal elements out of our country. Of course, when accusing him of racism, they omit the fact that he said he wanted to deport criminal illegal immigrants, which would be, in effect, him carrying out his duties as the head executive of his state. And oh my, is that shocking. Someone in government doing their job. Wow. Anyway, back to our brave professor. It took a lot of courage for our professor to stand up for his friend despite being ideologically opposed to him. He stood up against the brainwashed hordes of the cultist left for the sake of his friend. Nah, just kidding. He crumpled under the pressure like a moist towelette. And it should really come as no surprise. Our professor gave in to the whiplashing cultists of the Democratic Party. As a professor of journalism, he's supposed to be a man teaching integrity to the next generation of our free press. A press that is, in theory, supposed to report events with impartiality and, yes, with the courage to stand against accepted wisdom. How can we expect the field of journalism change its ways for the better when the students have teachers like this one to look to as an example? How can we expect him to teach our children to stand against a tyrannical government when he doesn't even have the spine to stand against his soy-swilling peers on social media? The radical left doesn't just frown on friendship with people that don't share their ideology, they expressly forbid it. Look what happened to those that voiced support for Kanye West when he spoke about his admiration and support for President Trump. Look what happened when one leftist praised Ben Shapiro for being a nice guy. Each one was mocked and belittled until they made a very public apology and a retraction. What it all boils down to is this. Even if you're a full-fledged member of the cultist left, you can't break the ideological mold. You must fit in, and you must believe everything that they tell you to, or you, according to them, will become literally Hitler. Thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you like and subscribe to my channel. I have my Patreon linked below. If you have any disposable income, feel free to dispose of it there. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you next video. Bye-bye.